All right. We are back in Belmar at the Grit Won't Quit podcast studio, and we have two very special guests on. That's why I'm in the middle today. On our right, we have Kendra. On our left, we have Anthony and they are the Zarrillis. They have a couple businesses in Brick, and we'll start with Zarrilli Builders. They have Mantaloking Ale House, and then they have Mantaloking Playhouse, which is a non-for-profit. So good morning. How are you today?
Good morning. Good to see you.
Great to see you. Thanks for coming down to from Brick to Belmar. Hopefully the traffic wasn't too bad this morning.
Not that bad. Definitely worth the trip.
Excellent. So you guys are you guys run Mantaloking Road from 35 to
like Adamson Road. We're in there getting it done.
Yeah. Everybody knows you in that area.
Yes.
So, and Zarrilli Builders has been around for a long time.
Yes. So my grandfather came down in the 50s. He was building down here. We didn't move here. My father started building down in the area, and then he brought us down in the late 60s. He moved the whole family down here. One of the best places to grow up, as well
as... So you grew up in Brick, too?
Grew up in Brick. Been here since 69.
Wow.
Yes, watched the whole area grow phenomenal, and not a better place to grow up. And we have 3 kids that we love having them grow up in the area as well.
That's great. So, so your third generation,
yes,
Zarrilli, and off camera we were talking about your son wanting to get into it. So your 4th generation business.
Yes, he's awesome. Very excited. He's going to college right now. He sets his schedule around having more time. Like he's taking late afternoon, evening classes so that he could come in and work with me and learn while he's getting his college degree.
That's awesome. And knowing you have him in the office at 4 in the morning.
No, he's still a teenager, so he's 19, so you know what goes on there.
Yeah. I know you're ready to...
Or the daddy's waiting for you.
Yes, exactly.
Anthony's ready to send in text by 4:30.
That's
Yes.
So now 3rd generation business, that's great because a lot of times by the 3rd generation, people lose it.
Yes.
They can't manage it. It gets out of control. It gets bigger then. So what did you do differently, watching your grandfather and your father do this, that you didn't lose control of the business?
Well, Zarrilli Homes is actually Anthony's venture. So they've been building in the area, but Anthony started out as a broker-dealer.
Yeah.
And decided this just isn't for me. Needed to go back to his roots, and started with 1 house, became 2 houses, became 3 houses, to us sitting in our living room of our first home, saying, "All right, this is it. He's going for it. We need a logo. We need a business name. We need and it just really
took off from there.
I
worked for my father for a lot of years, and then I decided I wanted to go out on my own, which was a little bit of a leap.
Yes.
A little scary.
It was, but I still had the support and
the great foundation.
Great foundation from my pop. And it kind of went full circle because as my father got older, I loved having his experience around me. He kind of phased out his company, and he came to work with me.
Oh, wow.
He was a major consultant and contributor to the company, which was great.
Yeah. Especially all the relationships that he had built through all the years with all the inspectors and all the townships.
Yes.
Yeah. So
a lot of coffee talk.
Yes, they had a tough inspection coming up. He was like, "Dad, you're on it."
Yeah, that's right. It was awesome. It really was. A great job.
That's going to be your role next.
I see that coming. I could definitely. We were talking a little earlier about it. I could see that coming for my son.
That's great. So now most of your build is in Monmouth and Ocean County?
Most of what we do in New Jersey is Ocean and Monmouth County. We've built all over, but that's our niche. We're also building in the Florida Keys as well, so basically from Big Pine down. And we're looking at some expansion, and again, as we were talking a little bit earlier, as my son gets more ingrained into the company, young blood comes in, who knows where we're going to wind up.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's really cool. And for what you do, you're mostly modular.
I grew up as a stick builder. I don't want to take too much time because that could be a whole segment of itself. But my first mod I did about 28 years ago. My father did them way longer than that ago, but they were basically roll-offs, and he wanted nothing to do with it. I went in and tried it. So we were doing 90% stick, 10% modular. and just by pure demand. And again, it's a whole story behind it, but it switched, and now we're doing 90% modular, 10% stick.
I'll tell you, I like the idea of a modular home. It's
Yeah.
it's built in a factory.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a lot more temperature controlled.
Absolutely.
The guy, you're somebody's out one day, you don't lose. Like,
No.
There's a whole system.
Yes.
And I've been to a factory with for another builder that I didn't work for a number of years ago in New York. We went to a factory in Pennsylvania.
Yep.
And like I saw the
It's
build.
unbelievable.
It's wild.
Yes,
And,
it is.
and just to think that that can be transported
Yes.
down to the Jersey Shore.
Think about a stick-built home. I think our stick-built homes are phenomenal. Anything we build, it's not that it's unsafe, but you're not getting that home and putting it on a truck and driving 85 miles an hour for 5-6 hours. It's just not.
Yeah.
So they're built with like 20% more lumber. It's got at least triple the amount of strapping in it. They're better built, more efficient. And again, that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
I go into details, but it's a really neat process. I mean, we're setting one in a few weeks on Belmore Boulevard and Wall. I try to announce it out to people because we usually get a little group coming out to everyone to see it, getting the boxes lifted up, put on the foundation.
Yeah, because that never gets old.
Never.
Never gets
I'm
old.
a big kid. It's a big set of
Oh,
Legos.
totally. Listen, when you do that, if I'm around, I want to bring my photographer and videographer, Andrew, down to record it. 'Cause I think that would be
Absolutely. We
really
would
Yeah.
love to
cool.
have
Put
you.
that on social.
I used to bring the kids when they were little.
Oh
and
my
their
God,
Zarrilli
yes.
Home shirts and their Dunkin'
Yep.
Donuts, and because they loved it.
Yep.
They loved.
We had a house on Princeton Avenue in Brick.
Yep.
The gentleman was really a big part of his church. The entire congregation came.
That's
They were out there,
wild.
had tables, they were barbecuing. There had to be 120 people. They're barbecuing and they're watching it. And then in the morning, there was just a basement sitting there. In the afternoon, we were able to walk them all through the house.
That's great.
It was really cool.
Hopefully the church did a fundraiser and made some money.
Yes, they did. They did well.
On a
Good people.
50-50.
Yeah. That's awesome.
and then the bets. Will Zarrilli have it done by 3 o'clock?
That's right. There's church people.
5-1. He's gonna get it.
That's awesome. I love it.
All right. So now you've expanded and
Yes.
I believe Kendra told me your brothers are involved with the with the ale house.
Yes.
So now you come down the road a little bit to the Mantaloking Ale House. How'd you kind of get involved in that?
So I'm always out looking for real estate, whether it's residential or commercial type of projects. I drive past this restaurant every day going to the office. I'm talking to my broker. He tells me, he goes, "Oh, by the way," and I've always wanted to be involved some way, shape, or form in the restaurant business. I love to cook, so just being around it, I like it. It's sociable. You go in, you talk to people. So I put an offer in on it, and make a long story short, 8 months later, we own it. It was a little crazy. And then one of my brothers, he retired from being a New Jersey State Trooper. He likes being in that same type of business. He went in. He said, "I'll manage." Not a lot of people know this. It had a different name. We named it the Mantaloking Road Ale House, the MRA. One's M is for Mark, R is for Richie, A is for Anthony. That's kind of how I put it together. So it's really was a family project, and it's really cool to have it now.
And now, how many years have you had that?
Since 2017.
Wow.
And we just got done. Well, I have a few other minor items, but we're 99% done. I just completely renovated the inside and out. We have outdoor seating now. We do outdoor events, which you were at one of them.
We had the K-Chev event there, which was
Right.
awesome.
Yeah.
That was just a great time, and like that use of that outdoor space was awesome.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's great.
yeah. It's so nice driving by there, whether it's during the day or especially at night when
Yeah.
all the lights are on. And
Yep.
you just see families sitting outside, having a nice meal. The kids are
Yep.
playing.
The kids are playing Connect 4 on the big Connect 4. They're
Yeah.
playing
Cornhole,
cornhole.
yeah.
It really, it definitely changed dramatically from what it was, because ultimately it was like a biker bar.
Yeah, I remember going there for lunch one time years ago. It was like a pub, like an
Yes.
old school
Yes.
pub.
dark and
Dark.
we
Dark.
put windows
It had no
in,
windows.
Yep.
It was crazy.
That is
We put
great.
those. I physically put those 3 front windows in. That was the first thing I did when I bought the place, and people are like, oh my God, now it's light in there. Now they started to
felt
come.
like it was a place that you didn't really go to.
Yes.
No, well, and you're right.
We lived there, we worked there, and we didn't go in.
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny.
So we renovated the place. We have the outdoor seating now. A lot of class reunions. We support, the local police. A lot of retirement or parties have gone on there for the police officers, teachers, brick football, lacrosse. It became an institution of the township, and that's what we were trying to strive for.
Just another way to support the community.
It definitely feels community. I tell you, I saw her on social a few weeks ago, and I took a screenshot, sent it to my wife. Taco Tuesday.
Oh yeah,
we're gonna be in for one of those soon.
And they're good tacos. Let me tell you.
I sent the screenshot, the one with the tequila on it.
That's right. A couple tacos, a margarita, and you're set to go on Tuesday.
Listen, we've gotten spoiled. We actually have an amazing chef there, and so we still have our other restaurants we like to go to and favorites and different kind of food. But a lot of places that serve similar food, I'm like, why do we go? I'm like, I just our food and tacos in particular.
Yes.
I'm like, every time we go somewhere for tacos, I'm like, you know what? It's just not the same.
That's exactly right. That's so funny. That's the truth.
That's funny. At least you have the right chef in there to make those
really
tacos.
Good guy. He's been there since the day we started.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Yeah, and he can make anything. I mean, he's really...
A lot of people that have come to work for us, they don't want to leave. It's a great environment, a lot of fun. Everybody, it's a big family in there. It really is.
Yeah. That's great. And then you decided to go across the street.
Yes.
Well, the passion project, we like to call it. Definitely the labor of love.
Yes. Let's talk about the labor of love now. Now, you are heading more of that up?
Yes.
You and your daughter?
Yes. So, long story short, how we really got involved and where it came from is many years ago now, 15 years ago plus, we got involved with Brick Children's Community Theater. Our daughter, always wanted to perform, the one in particular, and, I saw auditions. I said, let's give it a try. We got involved. Our other daughter got involved. Him and I both got involved.
Yep.
Parent volunteerism is, the crux of the organization, and, we really just dove in, and it became a family for the kids, a family for us, just a great environment. And throughout the years, they never had their own home. So we started out in Brick High School, then we were, at some other local theaters for a while. Pandemic hits, and you realize what not having your own space means, because now you're at the mercy of everybody else. So we figured it out temporarily. We brought our shows out to Windward Park for 5 major musicals. We got, awarded by the State Council for the Arts and the Ocean County Cultural and Heritage Commission for our response to the pandemic.
This was all during the middle of the pandemic. And we abided by all of the guidelines. Like, we literally went out there and made 4x8 spaces and spray painted them and had them 6 feet apart.
And had them.
And people bought. We always laugh a plot.
A site.
I would say a plot. Like, we really shouldn't be saying that. I know. Wasn't really good.
The right wording.
Yeah. Especially during the pandemic, it just was not. Yeah.
But it was great. You would have someone buy a site, and that was their tickets, and they would come with lawn chairs and coolers. And
we sold hot dogs and refreshments. We had
phenomenal.
30 kids on microphones. We were competing with the boat frequencies in
Yep.
the area.
All the shows were at night because of the lighting and all, and they were all sold out.
Yeah, it was
phenomenal.
Amazing.
That's
phenomenal.
so
I
great.
mean, we just had a great team, and after the pandemic ended and it was time to go back in a theater, we kind of found ourselves like, we thought, oh my gosh, we survived the pandemic.
Yes.
This is going to be easy. And it just wasn't. Everybody had different rules. Everybody wasn't sure what to do. Theaters were just figuring it out.
Yeah.
And we're planners. We were ready to go, and nobody else was ready to go.
Yeah.
And so we patched it together. We were down in Mantaloking a little bit, which was great, but just too far. It was out of our footprint. And we kept looking. We're like, every time we'd see a business, a new business moving into like an old building, we'd be like, oh, that would have been great, or that one would have been great.
Yeah.
And, we kind of just went in, but we had our eyes wide open constantly. We looked at a few things, thought maybe, but, there wasn't enough parking, or, how much money would have to go into this to make this space work.
Yeah.
And, how long would it take? And we didn't have the luxury of time we felt, for it to go on
Yeah,
forever.
yes.
And then one day we're in our
Just
backyard,
driving to
in
work.
our neighborhood,
Driving to work.
for sale
Past the one
sign.
place.
I was like that.
For sale sign pops
Kendra, did I
up.
just
That's
see it
it.
for sale?
That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
I called
That's
her up
exactly-
immediately.
Call the broker.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
right.
For
Called her
sale
up
sign
immediately.
popped up in front of like an old rundown boatyard. I mean, it was a disaster. There wasn't a
Yes.
sidewalk. There wasn't a curb. It was sitting on a pile of dirt. It had been abandoned forever. There was old boat engines in the basement.
There was barbed
Big
wire and a
barbed
fence.
wire
Barbed
fence.
wire fence around the whole property.
Around the whole
I'm telling
property.
you, it was definitely not inviting.
But
at all.
one thing that we've been good at through the years
Yep.
is
Seeing
seeing it,
Yes.
just seeing it, and we saw it immediately, and that was it. We're like, we have to have it.
Good thing you got that builder in him.
Yes, yes.
Come on, Anthony.
Yeah.
You could do one more
That-
Yeah,
project.
exactly.
yeah.
You got one more in you.
Yeah,
So it was, we had those moments of, oh my gosh, what did we do? And other moments
Yeah.
of, oh my, it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a little bit of a roller coaster ride. I mean, it took us a year to get through like that permit process. We had to get approved for a change of
Yes.
use, and then it was, full steam
It was
ahead.
once we broke ground, it was a little bit less than 4 months, and we turned it around. It was
Put on a massive
insane.
addition.
It was literally
Yep.
24/7.
Yep.
Myself and all my contractors there.
Yep.
It was like right off of a TV show.
We
Like
lived-
that doesn't
yeah,
happen.
no.
Yeah.
Like it really it should have been like a 10 to 14 month project. But
4
she gave
months. I gave him a
she
deadline.
told me we have a show March 1st. And when I tell you
When the client tells you what they need.
Yeah. Yes.
You deliver, exactly.
That's right.
But it was a race
Tough as
against the
GC.
clock.
Yeah, yes,
Yep.
it was.
Yes, we lived there for 4 months. You
Yes.
know, I mean, we had a folding table and 2 folding chairs.
Yep.
We did all of our work out of there. We got there early in the morning. We
Stayed
stayed
late
till
at
late
night.
at night, and
Good thing is
everybody knew where to find us.
The restaurant's right across the
That,
street. They could
can
deliver.
I tell you
Oh,
how
we did
many
a lot,
times
a
we brought
lot,
food
yes.
over for everybody
Yeah.
working? Here's lunch.
Oh
Kept
my
everybody
gosh,
on the
yes,
job.
Yeah,
yes.
kept them
Did
there.
it. Yes.
Kept everybody going.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, our, thank goodness for Zarrilli Homes, because the relationship with the subcontractors that's been built over the last 20 plus years, some of
Yeah,
them have been
yes.
with us a really, really long time. They just went above and beyond.
That's
they
great.
knew how important this project was to us. Usually they like to come in a specific order, so they're not working on top of each other. I mean, we had
Everyone.
7,
Oh my
8
God.
different trades
Different
there
trades.
all
Yeah.
at once. Painters, electricians, the technical guys, the roofers, the siders,
Yes.
plumbers,
And
electricians.
working together.
There was one
together.
time where the concession stand is like 3 feet by like 15 feet. There's electrical, there's plumbing, there's cabinets, there's paint, there's shit. There was like 9, 10 guys all in that little
And
corner.
it was right at the end.
And no one
we were
was
trying to
fighting.
figure
Everybody.
out-
That's not
Tools
normal.
weren't getting
And I-
thrown.
No,
No.
nothing.
I
They were getting the
stopped
job
and I
done because they knew we had a
looked.
deadline.
Yeah, I stopped and I looked and I actually said, how many grown men can we fit in a 4x8 space in this building? I
Right?
mean, it was,
That's
but
hysterical.
everybody just did what they had to do.
Everybody
And like we said, we had those days where everyone was just working so hard. We'd go over to the restaurant, we'd order, 15 burgers or
Yes.
15 Justin sandwiches and bring them
What's
over.
a Justin sandwich?
Oh, it's everybody's
You gotta
favorite.
try one.
Yes,
All right,
it's-
what is it? Tell me.
It's roast beef, it's cheese, it's on garlic bread, the crunchy onions,
Yes.
jalapenos.
And then you
Andrew,
dip, you dip into
Yes.
the.
Andrew,
Yes.
why didn't we do the video there today?
yes.
I
Our
like-
juice,
All
yeah.
right.
Now we got a reason to get together again.
I'm
Yes,
definitely.
yes.
On location.
We had the concrete truck there pouring concrete. A good friend of
Yes.
ours, also involved in the theater, runs the plant that sends out the trucks. So I went across the street. I got him a sandwich. I know Justin's his favorite. He pulled some string for us, got that truck out there. It wasn't supposed to
Yep.
get to us. So I went to the driver. I said, hey, when you get back, can you drop this off for Chris? He'll really appreciate it. And the driver, like after 10 minutes, he goes, oh my gosh, this smells so good. What is this? Where'd it come from? I said, listen, eat it.
Yeah.
You're going to
Okay,
be
well, he said
I'm going to go get another
He
one.
said it's not going to make it back to the plant, so we went and got him one.
I said, that's fine, eat it. So I went back, actually came back with a bunch for everybody.
Yes,
because now
that was so
it
funny.
was the
You might have
buzz
to
and the
seal
talk.
that
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Call
like,
your buddy Chris.
That's right.
Is that
Yeah.
tape? Is that duct tape's still on it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, if he went back empty-handed, we weren't getting
Oh,
that
that
truck
wasn't
again.
happening. That wasn't happening.
Meanwhile, the dispatcher needs one.
Yes,
That's right,
exactly,
that's right.
Exactly. It became a thing.
All right, I want to try the Justin sandwich. I'll be over.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So I don't know if I want Taco Tuesdays first or the Justin sandwich. It sounds like I want the Justin sandwich ahead of Taco
Yeah,
Tuesday.
maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Or 2 visits.
That's
Two
right.
visits, that's it.
That's right. That's
Easy-
right.
easy fix.
That's it. Just come twice. You're good.
Mike Smith, you're going to get
That-
Justin sandwiches next week for lunchtime.
I love that.
Oh, that's too funny. So you are all about the community, it just happens.
It
huh?
is. It just happens. It just, I mean, from Little League to when the kids were young, the PLC and Brick,
Yeah.
it just happened. And what's nice is it just came naturally for both
Yeah.
of us.
Mhm.
We're just,
We never
both-
sat down and said, "Oh, well, we're doing this, so we're gonna do that." It wasn't. It just was like we feel like we're getting so much out of the community, that we're so involved, that you just like to give back, and it just feels good.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah,
Anywhere,
yeah.
like people come to us all the time, and wherever we can help, we do.
So I'm going to ask for help. I didn't even think of this till just now. I have the Wingman Foundation, and we cut toys for kids,
Oh, okay.
kids in needs, and we have bins that there's not one here, because there might be one here. If not,
Okay.
I'll show you one. But we collect toys and food for people in need, and my wife runs that organization.
Oh,
So
awesome.
I'd love to connect her with
Absolutely.
you guys.
Absolutely. You have her call us.
Yeah.
We'll definitely
You
get
know what?
involved.
A Taco Tuesday dinner. We'll meet
There you go.
Love it.
Send
Love it. Yeah.
shout out.
Tacos and toys.
Tacos, toys, and food drives.
There you
Yeah.
go.
We have a new fundraiser.
There you go. I
But,
love it. Absolutely.
I think that would be great, because your place is big enough. I always say to my wife when we put these bins, we get these bins and I get them donated.
Yes.
Those U-line bins. Those,
Yes.
And we wrap them with a wrap that says the Wingman Foundation, and it's involved with the Brick Morning Rotary. So it's a great organization. But I always say you have to look at businesses that have the room. Like you look at Hogitos. It's a great place. They have a ton of traffic.
Yes.
But they don't have the room to put that bin.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
you have to find the right businesses, and I feel like
It
your
definitely
restaurant
is.
has that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we would
to it.
absolutely get involved
I
and
mean,
help.
even the theater at
Yes.
the holiday time, people are always looking for places to do
Sin,
that.
watch this video. Kendra
Yes,
said that
yes.
we could put it at the theater.
That's
too.
right.
Yes, yes.
All right, so we'll get more information on that. But I think that it's so great, like what you guys do. I admire. When I talk about you guys, I talk about you in such a great way, because I love what
appreciate
you're
that.
doing.
We appreciate that.
With multiple businesses plus the theater. I think it's great for the community. People need more people like that out there. It's not just about. I always say, I have all these guys, these private equity guys call me somewhat regularly, and these business consultants that want to scale my business more.
Yeah.
And I say, you guys don't really understand Wingman. Like, you don't understand me.
Yeah.
It's not. Listen, I have to make a living. I have
Absolutely.
to. I have to support my overhead and my 20 employees and my
Yes.
family. But I said it's not all about the dollar. It's about doing the right thing for people.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think that so many people, especially with private equity, have lost sight of that.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
To
They
me,
put
it's
the dollar above everything.
the customer
And it's-
service is
yeah.
important. You call me, I want to be able to call you back. I
Yes.
don't want to. I don't want someone to say, "Oh, you got to use an IVR. You got to just put a web form in." I would love, people to put web forms in when they have a technical issue, because at least we could diagnose it better. But like, if you have a question and you want to just have a conversation with me,
Yeah.
I want to be able to say, like,
Yes.
do it this way. And I think so many businesses have lost sight of that. That when I see a
The
business like
face to
this,
face and like this, or customers coming into Zarrilli, or they come into just speaking with people. Not a lot of that is out there as much anymore.
Right.
This
And
automation
we've-
got overabundant, and we got to
Yeah.
pull back from that and get back to the
Yeah.
roots.
Yeah, and we've learned, through working with the township and working with different organizations, is that it's in these small, meetings and these small gatherings where
lot
it
happens.
happens,
Yeah.
where
Yeah,
the
where
magic
it happens.
happens, where
Absolutely.
the
Where
change
things
happens,
get
where
done.
good
Yes.
things get done. Yeah.
it's crazy, because I just think that I love technology, I love automation, and all that stuff is positive to the business, but I don't like the loss of talking to people,
Yeah.
having relationships
Yeah.
with people, everything just being a text or an
Yeah,
email.
listen, a text and email, there's a place for it, but it's gotten that there's people that just don't even talk anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and
And
I,
listen,
I like the
yeah.
face-to-face, when it can happen, the face-to-face. I mean, I just flew to Pennsylvania today to meet a bunch of people for business that I'm going to be doing business with, but before I did, I want to meet them all. I met, the owners, the managers. Now when you talk to them or text them, there's a connection
Yeah.
there now.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
know?
well, we talk about this with our kids a lot because our kids are in their early 20s.
Yes.
In that generation.
And they're in that generation, and you saw it. You know, they'd be sitting in the car with their friends, and everybody would be on their phone. So we've really made it a point of making them go out and do things that maybe initially they were a little uncomfortable with.
Right.
But now, I mean, our son, our daughters,
Yes.
like, they have no problem. Like, our daughter today, you know, part of her job, she helps us at the Playhouse. She's going up and down Mantaloking Road, business to business, inviting them to an event.
Yeah.
You know,
In
doing
person.
it in person. Like,
Not just sending out a blast
Yeah.
email. Yes.
and we talked about, you know, let's do a mailing. And she was like, you know what? No, Mom. She's like, it's Mantaloking Road. She's like, I think if I go face to face and talk to people, that it's going to
Yeah.
have a bigger bang.
Absolutely.
And
will.
she's absolutely right.
Yeah. And she's 21 years old.
Yeah.
And she's, you know, and
Yep.
like our son working with him now, you know, interacting with the customers
Yep.
face to face, you know, a lot gets lost in translation in a text message or an
Yes.
email.
Yes, it does.
But
And
if
there's
you-
no emotion in that.
No.
You don't
No.
need-
No.
Sometimes you say something that you mean to be funny.
Yeah.
And the
Yes.
other
They could
person-
take it the wrong way.
They
Yes.
take it
Yes.
offensively.
But if you know the person and you know
Yes.
the people you're working with and you have sat down like this and had conversations or had a meal together,
Yeah.
when you send that text, they know it's funny
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
they
They
know,
know
you.
who you are.
They know you.
They know your
Yes.
persona. But yeah, you're absolutely right. I love that your daughter's doing that. That's
Yes.
so
Yes.
cool.
Yeah,
It is
yeah,
cool.
Yeah, we definitely, you know, we're proud, like, because you do have, as parents raising this next generation, you did have those moments where we're like, oh gosh, they're nothing like us. They have
Yeah.
so many good things that aren't like us,
Yes.
but then they have these few things that for our generation is like, why don't they get it? Or
Yes.
what? But then they kind of got over that hump, and you see that, you know, they're all going to get there.
Yes,
and,
they
and,
are.
And if you lead by example and they see,
Yes.
you know, we're out talking to
Yeah.
people constantly. I tell them all the time, especially with, you know, the Zarrilli name. I'm like, everybody knows somebody.
Yes.
I'm like, so it will be to your benefit to just be nice.
Yep.
Be
Yep.
polite, be kind, be, you
It's
know,
easier.
and it's
It
easier.
really is.
It's easier. Put on a smile.
Also,
Yep.
It's easier.
I don't understand people that lie. Because then you have to remember the lie.
Yes.
We say
I don't
that all the
want-
time.
I don't
Yep.
have to remember the lie.
No.
Yeah, yeah.
Because if you just
Yes,
say
it
it how
is.
it is, whether it's good or bad, you just say it how it is.
It's honest.
You'll never forget it.
Yeah.
You can't.
forget- yeah, you can't forget the truth.
And I'm so for that. I've said that to my kids. My father has said that to me,
Yeah.
and it's instilled in us. And
Yes.
that's the way
Yeah.
people should be. You're absolutely right.
Sometimes
and it
it's
does good
uncomfortable.
business. It's
Yeah.
good business.
Or sometimes it's uncomfortable,
Yes.
or you don't want to have to, you know,
Yeah.
But it's easy.
have that.
At the
that
end, it's
I don't want to
easy.
say confrontation, but
No,
that, you know, that
it's
that
an it could be an
conversation.
uncomfortable conversation, but after you're done, you go, "Wow, I'm glad we had." And it's never as bad as you think it's
Never.
going to be.
No.
Ever.
No.
We wind it up in our heads. It's never as bad as you think.
You're absolutely right.
You know.
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
Good stuff. This
Yes.
was a great conversation. I'm so glad you guys came down. So
thank
as we wrap up, let everybody know where they can find you. I know we're going to need 2 minutes to go through that because we have
Yeah.
3 websites, we have social medias, but let's start with Zarrilli.
So for Zarrilli, the easiest thing to do is go on ZarrilliHomes.com. Or, you know, you can call the office. But if you go on the website, all of our contact information is on there. My personal email is on, well, my email for Zarrilli Homes is on there. You can email me directly. You can call me directly. Or any one of my staff. You can come out and see some home sets. We have one in August, a really big one in Wall on Belmar Boulevard. We'll make that announcement. We'll let you know. Maybe you guys come out there and
I would
film
love
it.
to come out.
As far as the restaurant, same thing. You can go on Mantaloking Road Ale House.com. Our menu's up on there. The specials go up. The entertainment, where the outdoor seating during this great weather is great. Stop by, say hello. We're always in and out of there too. And then across the street,
The Mantaloking Road Playhouse.com. So we kept
Is it
it
.com or .org?
.com. That
.com,
one's
okay.
.com.
Yep.
Yes. And if you want to look up the children's theater, it's bcct.org.
Okay.
But all of the events are on there. We still have a few summer events coming up. We have a mentalist
Yep.
next weekend. He's funny. Does
he's
hypnosis.
great.
He does all the things. It's a great, fun group night out.
Yep.
We have Aladdin coming up with very, very limited tickets
Yes.
left. We have 8 performances and less than 100 tickets.
yes.
Wow.
You know, left for that. We have Elvis and Sinatra in the house in
We
late
gotta-
August, but again,
Yeah.
single tickets.
Yeah.
And we're putting together the fall lineup, which
Yeah.
is going to be really, really fun,
It's really-
exciting, things people have been asking for. So that should be posted pretty soon, and we'll start selling tickets for all of the
All that.
fall and holiday events.
And what's the holiday? What's the holiday show?
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer will be flying in December.
That's
so,
fantastic.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah. So we're excited.
Great.
We're
Awesome.
excited.
Well, thank you guys for coming in today. This was a great chat, and
Awesome.
I look forward to talking to you guys in the future.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. I appreciate it. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thanks for having us.